What's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with a review for BET Presents The Encore, Season 1, Episode 7. So, I don't know how something we was having so much fucking fun with at the beginning of the season has turned out to be so goddamn stressful. Like, last night I was stressed. So, like, I understand Carlos, since that's who we trying to get this message over to. Like, I understand that, you know, for good TV, we need a good fight. Like, I'm all for it. Okay, I'm not gonna say, you know, now I realize that shit be boring if everybody just getting along. So I'm not saying that we don't need to have any type of dissension in there. But damn, last episode and this episode, it was just all fighting. That shit was a whole lot. And I was stressed the fuck out. Okay, had to have me a glass of wine after that. So, I mean, we got one more episode. We're going to see how that turned out, you know. But the fact that they let one of the favorites leave the show was so not smart. So, hopefully they can get that turned around. But we'll talk about it, you guys. Let's get to the review, shall we? All right, you guys. So, now that Aubrey is gone, you know, we got to recut all this music. We got to take Aubrey off, and the parts that she was singing, we're going to have to get people to cover her parts and all of that, okay? So they've given Miesha a few things. Cinnamon has told her that she needs her to have the passion. She needs her to have the, you know, the drama that she needs to have for this song. I don't even know what this song is. I don't remember hearing this before, but it goes a little something like this. Now, the cadence is weird. I done said it a whole bunch of times and it still don't go smoothly for me, but let me just when it's all said and done, I'll be sitting right here for you to hold me. So when you go, don't leave. Oh, child, I don't know. But anyway, that was one of the parts that Aubrey sang, and now Miesha's doing it. Now, she's in there. She's handling the studio. She's working with Cosign and Cinnamon, trying to get it done. She said she don't know where Phineas and Ferb are, but of course, we know that them two is always raising some kind of hell some fucking where. Well, we already know where they are. Felicia goes and rushes off and tells Fallon what just happened with Cosign, because, you know, they always got to go and check in with each other. Okay, the fact that Cosign stopped her music in the middle of it, and I mean, I guess is that really a scene in the production room? You know, my rock star musicians and shit out there, y'all let me know. But I mean, she was pissed about the fact that he had stopped her music. You know, Fallon was like, "Is he still here?" I was like, "What, you gonna go beat his ass? Like, what is happening here? Are you guys really about to try to confront this man?" So it's like they get energy from each other, you know, so they both go back in there, and Felicia was like, "You know what, Coast? I don't want you on none of my songs. I don't want your production on none of my songs. Okay, so take yourself off of everything." And Cosign was like, "Lord, what is the problem?" And Cosign never ever gets anxious, never gets loud, never anything. Remember, I was telling you guys last week, like, you guys needed to tell me if I was missing something, because I just didn't see why they felt that disrespected, you know? So he's telling us in a confessional, like, yeah, I don't know what it's gonna take for them to understand. Like, I respect them. Like, I'm a fan. Like, why we can't get this done? Well, because the twins they just absolutely don't know how to talk to people. That is just going to be something that is always going to be a problem for them. She's going off on him, saying that she was a man, that you absolutely would not have done something like that. And, you know, she's just so sick and tired of this industry and her having to fight and claw. And, you know, to get the respect is always the disrespect. But see, the thing with the twins is they always feel disrespected. They feel disrespected whether it's coming from the other women in the house. They feel disrespected from Cosign and Elijah. They feel disrespected from everybody. And when you start feeling so defensive that nobody can say shit to you, nobody can say anything, then maybe it's time that we need to reflect on the inside. Maybe it's something that I'm putting out for the people to come at me that way. But like I said, I didn't think that he was doing anything that was all the way that they were making it seem. Of course, they've got Keeley, and I've told you guys this from the beginning, that Keeley was slick at the mouth, and she be having them cornered up in the kitchen somewhere and just be gossiping and saying shit. You know, she does it in a slick way, so it don't always seem like she's trying to be meddlesome or messy. But I'm telling you, I know enough people like Keeley. I could spot a bitch like her from 100 miles away. She was in there talking to them and all this, and Pam was just like, I'm about sick of this shit, because Keeley is the reason why a lot of the problems continue to grow. They fester because Keeley is the one that keeps it going. So Pam goes and tells her, like, listen, every time that something is going on, you are the one that makes things worse, because you always have something to say. And usually it's condescending, usually it's like patronizing, usually it's something where people don't feel good and they be pissed. Okay, you are fostering this environment, you just making the shit worse and worse. And Keeley was just like, Pam is respected in the house and everybody listens to her. It carries weight. So she was hurt that Pam said it. Why are you fucking hurt that she said it? And you should be embarrassed that you was called out and caught. And maybe just a bitch needs to just be the one to just be quiet and sit back and watch, because sometimes that's the one that I am. And that's even with the editing that they do. Okay, because everybody swear that the editing only shows them in their worst light. But if Pam was able to see it, and she's getting the whole picture, not like how we getting it, then we not confused on the way that Keeley acts on the show. So Pam was just like, cut that shit out. And when she said that, everybody kind of was just sort of like, oh, didn't really know what to do. Now she's in there talking to the twins and Keeley, and then I think Shamari was in there as well. And then we had Miesha and Irish in there with Cosign, and Cosign was just like, listen, if everybody gets on the, fuck Cosign train, then I'm not gonna thrive here. I'm not gonna survive. But they're saying, see, the thing is, they're the ones that, there's two groups, basically. It's the twins and Keeley, and then it's Miesha and Irish, and then they were trying to say then there were others that just don't really go either way, which would be Nivea, Pam, and Shamari. They're just saying that everybody stands their ground, so that's why it's always just so much button of the head, because everybody is trying to, keep their position of whatever their fucking position is in the house. In the meantime, like, they need to have this album, and it's just always something. They waste so much time, you guys, just so much time. Now, the next morning, Keeley got the twins cornered up in that kitchen again. And, again, they're going on and on about how men in the industry don't respect women, and that they feel disrespected and blah, blah, blah. But the biggest problem in the house now is the fact that Aubrey left, and it has thrown the balance off, okay? Both Nivea and Miesha said that they can feel that it just feels different. And the fact that now that she's missing, an integral part of their group, and Aubrey, as you can see, was needed. Okay, for as many of you guys who don't like Aubrey, she definitely was a part of that group that was necessary. I can think of some people that they could have got rid of, okay? But anyway, Keeley was like, I don't have a problem replacing girls. First of all, you're not replacing nobody, Miss Creative Director. Who fucking put you in charge? I'm so sick of Keeley with her self-importance. Ugh, she gets on my nerves. And then the biggest argument in the house is the fact that Miesha ain't got no parts. Irish don't have any parts. They're not happy with what they've been singing. Even though you've been here for fucking, I'm assuming almost 4 weeks now, like, that is still the argument. I mean, you ain't singing nothing else, okay? Go on and take these damn parts that Aubrey had and let that be that. But at this point, what is we still arguing about it? I mean, you guys already know what it is now, just like Miesha said last week. I'm going to just take what they give me and do it and move the fuck on, okay? That's all you can do right now. But Miesha and Irish is still on that train. And of course, the fact that they're complaining, that makes the twins mad too. They said that they so sick of them that, if they keep on with this shit, they gonna go bust one of them. I said, bitch, you ain't gonna bust Miesha. I know that for a fact, because I told you guys at the beginning of this season, Miesha look like she can fight. And Irish look like she can fight too. Like, them girls look like they got it in them. Out there smoking them fucking Newports and all that. Yeah, they look like they can fight. One of the twins, I think it's Felicia, she's just downstairs in the kitchen, and Miesha comes in there, and she was just like, what's the matter? Like, what's the matter? You still upset about Cosign? And, Felicia was just like, I'm just upset. I'm okay. She's like, all right, is this something that I did? And I'm just okay. I'm just over a lot of things. And Miesha was just like, you ain't feeling like nothing that I'm saying or doing, huh? Nope, she's not feeling you, Miesha. But Miesha is going to talk to Irish, and she, just like I told you guys last week, you should be fucking tired from arguing so much. Nobody can understand how every single day, at least the way it's edited on the show, but for them to say it, and they're there every single day, and for them to say that every single day that the twins are mad, that you ought to be exhausted from just always having to be fighting for every fucking thing. Everything. And Irish was like tired of turning the other cheek, basically. She was like, I ain't no punk, and so the way that they talk to me and the way that they treat us, You know, she's having a problem even trying to accept it. I guess that's why she's still saying that she don't have any parts, because really, I think if Iris really, you know, if it really came down to it, if she had to beat a ass or two, then she would go on and do that as well. So how can we try to get everybody off this ledge? Let's talk people down again. So Miesha comes up with this as the queen. Remember, she's still the queen. She comes up with this thing where everybody is going to sit together around like the outside fire, and you know, you're gonna burn whatever it is that bothers you in your past, things that you feel that you need to get away from. You're gonna throw it in the fire and you're gonna burn it. Now, I saw on Twitter people were saying how stupid the exercise was. What was the purpose? Well, the purpose and what it actually turned out to be was two different things. I think the purpose was we were going to try to get down to the basis of why, you know, the twins are so fucking angry, you know, why Keeley is the way she is, why, you know, that was the thing that we were trying to get to. But it didn't turn out to be that way. At least the issues that people have that they were trying to get away from, you know, I don't know if either they don't realize it in themselves or if they wasn't ready to put that out there. But nobody really nobody really tackled for real, with the exception of like Pam. You know, Pam is always going to keep it real about her past. Just real fast, Pam said that, you know, she was a liar in the past, and she said that she was, you know, even more recently, she's lied. And I know she was talking about, what was the girl's name? The one that just got out of jail, who was in there for being sex trafficked, and she ended up killing one of her Johns. And remember, she got out and she ended up getting married. Okay, well, she ended up marrying Pam's ex-husband. And Pam had said that her ex-husband had beat her when she was married to him, and then she came out and said that she was lying. Okay, so I'm figuring that that's what she was talking about in this situation. Pam is always gonna keep it real. She said, you know, she's not perfect. She's still working on some shit, some issues that she has, you know, and all of that. And I guess we kind of scratched the surface of what people was trying to get away from, because we probably could have dug a whole lot deeper in them twins, especially the one who says she still have the issue with her father. I was like, oh, that right there might be the reason why the bitch is so fucking crazy. Okay, because you got all this anger for anything that's supposed to be an authority, for a man, you know, just feeling like you got to fight to get respected or just to be looked at, and all this, you know, whatever the issues that she has with her father, like that probably could be a lot of the reason why she just so fucking just, oh, you know. But we didn't get to that. You know, Keeley with the chicken, you know, the bucket, and her saying that it was so much more to the story. Like, if you wanted it to not be something that they laughed at, then you needed to be like, no, okay, now I know it's funny and me having chicken and everything, but this is serious. Let me explain to you guys why, you know. But she didn't get into that. She just got upset that they didn't do, and you know, Nivea's thing, like everybody's wasn't really geared to what the exercise I think it was going to be. But I think everybody's emotions is just really, really high, including Nivea's. You know, Nivea, remember she told us last week, the fact that Aubrey left, that kind of made her feel like, damn, can I leave too? Because she's been over it. She's been trying to be a good sport. She's been hanging in there. But obviously, we haven't seen Nivea struggling. But Nivea has been struggling for these weeks that she's been in the house. Okay? And then, like Pam said, Pam was like, Nivea is the only one that's a solo artist in the house. She's not used to turnover in the group. She's not used to, you know, women fighting within the group, and, you know, just knowing that this is just kind of what comes with the territory. She ain't never had to experience shit like this. So Nivea is just already having a hard time with all the constant bickering, even though there's no way they can just be like this all the time for a girls group. Okay. But even if we said that it was, Nivea is not here for that. So she's having a hard time. The emotions is high. Everybody's fucking ready to go. I think we are close to the end, you know, of their month being there. And, you know, Nivea was just over it. So when Pam came out there and was just like, is it anything that I can talk, you know, help you with? And she was just like, no, I just was enjoying the silence. Okay. Because sometimes you just be tired of all that shit. So she was just enjoying the silence, and she was just like, I'm good. You know, if I need anything, you know, I know where to go. But she just needed some space. She just needed to be outside. So they let her be. But now it's crunch time, right? And Keeley, being the creative director, she says that she needs everybody to just eat and sleep and drink dancing, because while they, you know, they pretty much got a handle on the music, they tell us. But the dancing and the fact that they have to perform this music, you know, that they reel behind on that. And we know the problems with the dancing is, for the most part, Irish and Miesha. So we're going to go on down into this dance studio and we're going to do some practicing. All right. Now, Keeley knows the routine, and so does Shamari. So Shamari goes down there to help him as well. And Keeley, now I'm sure Keeley knows what she's talking about when she's trying to help them with the dancing and as far as the mic and everything. But the fact that Keeley gets on everybody's fucking nerves, you know, we already don't like the fact that you here and you not singing. You didn't, you know, gave yourself this management position. Nobody wants to hear you critiquing them and telling them what to do. They're already aggravated and annoyed with Keeley. The whole time she's like, you know, mic babe. Because she's saying the mic needs to be up higher so that it, you know, that it covers their face. So, you know, whatever. First of all, the fact that she kept calling, you know, Keeley was all over the fact that Cosign was being chauvinistic and, you know, with the sweetie and everything. But her calling us babe, like, that would get on my nerves. Because to me, that is condescending. Don't call me babe, okay? It just don't do it. My name is Roxanne, and you know what? You perfectly welcome. Roxanne, Roxy, Rocky, okay? Any version of that, but you know, babe and all that, like, that's okay. So, of course, while she's trying to give them the help, well, they're resistant, and you know, she's just like, I'm just trying to help, and it's just like, but bitch, did nobody ask you? And really, Shamari was down there, and since Shamari is neutral, why don't you just let Shamari handle it? Keeley said that Miesha and Irish aren't willing to accept their limitations, and I mean, that could be very much true. You know, I don't want to make it seem like Miesha and Irish aren't realistic in certain situations, because they aren't. We just have to know, I told you guys this before, we just have to know our strengths, our weaknesses, and we have to know where we best fit in a group to make this whole thing work. There's a way that you tell people this kind of shit. You don't just go off and say shit and then feelings be damned. Okay, we all grown-ass women here. Let's be respectful and try to talk to each other. But you know, the twins just, they don't have that in them. Keeley, when she finishes with the girls downstairs in the dance room, then she comes up and the first thing she does is make a beeline straight for the twins, and how she's so tired of trying to help them and they not trying to listen to her, and you know, all this is just like, what did Pam just tell you? Yes, you can feel that way, but considering the temperature in the whole fucking house, how does it help that you go up there and go to them hot-headed ass twins and tell them what the fuck just happened with you? Maybe that was something you needed to just keep to your fucking self, okay? Because all you about to do is blow the shit up even more. And we don't have that kind of time. So she's going on and on about Irish, the fact that Irish can't get the routine, and Irish can't sing, and she's not doing this. And she's doing all this talking, and of course, Miesha and Irish at the top of the stairs, and they listening. So, you know, of course, you already pissed off, and you've been ready. You've been ready to windmill on a bitch for a long time. You know, and you listening to this upstairs. I was like, okay, it's about to come to a head today. So Miesha and them go downstairs, and they were like, listen, if you're going to talk about a bitch, the least you can do is close the door. We're right upstairs. We can hear everything that you're saying. Instead of them saying, oh, my bad, I'm sorry. I mean, they wasn't going to say that, so I don't even know why I'm telling you that's what they should say, because that is just not in the vocabulary. Instead, Felicia and Fallon, Felicia says, you know what? What we trying to tell you guys is this. Actually, it was Fallon. You're only as strong as your weakest link. I said, now I done told y'all these bitches don't know how to talk to nobody. Who do you think is going to not be offended by the fact that you calling them the weakest damn link? You couldn't have put that shit in any other kind of damn way. And Keeley is sitting there co-signing. I'm going to just go on and call them the triplets. Go on and deem Keeley as one of the honorary twins, okay? The triplets is over there, you know, pretty much feeling like they ain't did nothing wrong, while Pam and Nivea is sitting there listening like, did you just call this, the weakest link? How the fuck do you think somebody is going to react to that? Nivea was just like, I don't like that. Okay, we supposed to be about women's empowerment. We all a group of women here together. Like, how do you make somebody feel bad by tearing them down by calling them the weakest link? And do you know that one of them turned around and said, Nivea, I sure wish you would fight so hard for other things the way that you fighting so hard for Miesha. Nivea was just like, bitch, I'm telling you one thing. If I heard somebody talking about me that way, then I'll come down here and punch a bitch in their motherfucking face. And she said that like it wasn't a, you know, wasn't a threat or nothing. It was just a fact. You're not going to say that about Nivea. The twins, they really took it somewhere, okay? And it had got to the point where everybody was just disgusted. They was like, you guys are not listening to what we saying. No, bitch, we heard exactly what you said. Maybe you not realizing how you said something. And maybe you should have just said like what I said. Everybody has their strengths and weaknesses, and we need to figure out a way for everybody to work together so that it all comes together and everybody feels included. That's the only thing that Aubrey had been saying. I know you guys don't want to hear that, but that's what Aubrey was saying, okay? But you're not going to never get that because the twins is like a fucking brick wall. They are crazy. They don't. That's the reason why they doing all these lives. No, I haven't watched the lives. But they already knew how they had cut up. You know, they don't always say that it's editing. And yes, editing does have a way of making you look worse. But you still, editing can't put words in your fucking mouth. You still had the, you still gave them the material to try to splice and dice it to make you look worse. But trust me. Them twins, they meant that shit. They said that shit in the editing. Yes, it made them look worse, but they already worse. They already worse. So now they trying to do all of this in these lives and shit to just try to, you know, make them not look so bad. But them twins are special. And the triplets, I'm sorry, we're going to add Keeley in. Miesha looked like she was going to do something. They were like, what you about to do? You about to hit us? And Miesha was looking like, yes, I'm going to hit you. And Nivea had got in between them, and she was trying to hold Miesha back. Like, no, let's not do that. Let's not do this. But like I said, the twins also had some slick-ass shit. Fallon had some slick-ass shit to say to Nivea. And finally, Nivea was just like, you know what? I ain't got to do this shit. Okay? I ain't got to do this shit. Aubrey left. That means that I can leave fucking too. So she goes up to her room and she's packing. So now the twins know that they done made a mistake because Nivea is a person that you need to keep. Okay, you guys have fucked around and managed to let the person that everybody likes get away. And the show wasn't even on yet then. They had to know that Nivea was going to be a fan favorite. Okay, and so that's why they was like, oh shit, we better go up here and talk. Or at least the producers probably was like, get your ass up there and get Nivea from, you know, trying to leave. Because that's what the twins do. They go and they offend and all of this. And then after they take a break, then they be like, oh, we gonna have to go up here and talk. No, bitch, stop saying the shit in the first fucking place. So they go up there, and as soon as they knock on the door, you know, you see Nivea, they push the door open and you see her like getting her shit together. And they was like, wait a minute, we wanted to talk to you. She was like, get out of here. I told you, don't bring them up here. Don't get out. They were like, don't leave. We want to talk. And she was just like, I don't want to talk to you guys. Okay. And so she came busting out that door and she came down them stairs and she said straight to the camera, I told you, don't bring them up. Don't let them come up here. Okay, and when she came down them stairs and that Keeley was down there in that corner, child, who else thought about soul food when Vanessa Williams caught the cousin with that knife at the party? That's exactly how Keeley was. She was in that corner like, and she was like, now you come over here. She was yelling in that bitch's face, and she was like, bitch, you want it too? You sure enough can fucking get it, honey. And she walked out, and I was just like, now you guys have fucked up now. You have fucked up. You have managed to piss off Nivea, who ain't did nothing to no damn body, who's just been the comic relief around there, who's just been sitting, doing her parts, not getting involved in anything. Now you guys have pissed her off and you have said some quite disrespectful ass shit, okay, to that girl, and then think that you're gonna smooth it over, honey. Nivea packed up her shit and she got the fuck on. So now we have Aubrey and Nivea, which were two strong members of that group, gone. Shamari can't carry that whole fucking group. I was disgusted when I saw that. I was mad that they let Nivea go. I'm so tired of the twins. You know, I don't want to hear nothing about editing. I don't want to hear none of that. You know, them girls need to have watched this season and see how they acted and make some adjustments to their life. It ain't got to be nothing, you know, earth-shattering. You ain't got to make no announcements of you making some changes, but you conscientiously need to make some sort of adjustments in your life so you don't look so fucking bitter and mad and angry. Same words. But so you don't look like that person, okay? You get way more honey. What's the word? You get way more flies with honey than vinegar. They need to switch that shit up, but they're horrible. They just horrible. One more episode, and y'all saw next week they're gonna have to ask Keeley to do something. I said, what the fuck? We'll talk about it next week, you guys. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.